My name is Tony and I'm a professional pooper scooper, and today I'm going to be answering more of your questions. So let's get started. My computer's right here, so I'm just going to be reading some of these questions. Have you ever used door hangers or flyers in neighborhoods to get new customers, and if so, did you get any customers from them? Unfortunately, I haven't used any door hangers yet. I think it's a wonderful idea. I do a lot of appointments now, and I'm always seeing my clients' neighbors have their own dogs in the yard, and I'm always thinking this is a wasted opportunity because I don't have a door hanger that I can leave on their property. Part of my marketing strategy in the future is to have door hangers, and when I go out to do my clients' appointments, I'm going to make sure to leave them for their neighbors whenever I see a dog outside. Door hangers are great to help with your route density and to minimize how much driving you're doing in between appointments. What size bag do you use for your bucket? I've been using the 13-gallon bags from Sam's Club for a really long time. It just fits my dustpan really well. I'm able to pull the drawstrings without them snapping. Any 13-gallon bag is really good for your dustpan. 2 questions. Have you ever considered using a respirator to eliminate the smell while working? That's actually not a bad idea. I've never really used a respirator, especially during the summertime. There are times where the car just stinks so horribly, just becoming you're hauling around shit, right? And I don't have a truck. It's in the trunk of my car in a large garbage bag. There are times where it's just really overwhelming, and sometimes I do want to use a mask, so I think a respirator would be a great idea. And also, do you think Cash App would be a suitable method for payment? I used Venmo in my first year. I think Cash App is fine. Eventually, you do want to upgrade to some sort of CRM, have a more professional feel for your business, but when you start out, Cash App should be fine. When is winter cleanup? If you live in an area that has a snowy season, this is usually the time where people just let their dogs go out into the backyard and just take a shit, and because it's snowing, they frankly don't pick any of their poop up. They get an accumulation of weeks and sometimes months worth of poop in their backyard, and then the springtime comes, all the snow melts. Typically, this is when it's the most chaotic for a pet waste removal business. You just start getting so many people reach out to you because the snow finally melted and they realize,
oh shit, I have so much shit in my backyard.
They just don't want to do it themselves, or they might just be overwhelmed. Because springtime and winter cleanups are the busiest time of the year, this is when you should be pricing your services correctly and actually charging a lot more during this period of time. When there's a lot of demand, that's the best time for you to try to grow your business, push out advertising. Everyone is going to be looking for a pooper scooper. I need $1,000 a week. Is that possible for one person? That's $52,000 a year, and that's very possible. I did an update video of my second year as a pooper scooper. I made $55,000. There are some customers that'll pay you $100 to $200 a month depending on how many dogs they have and the type of services that you're providing them. And if they're paying you at a weekly or bi-weekly cadence, it's very possible to get $1,000 a week with this kind of business. I get this question a lot, but I want to answer it again. What do you do with the poop? At least for me, I am a pet waste removal business. So when I finish the service, I literally just remove it from their property. I have a couple customers that allow me to leave it in their dumpster, but for me, I just take it from their property. You can either go to a dump, you can rent out a dumpster, but that'll cut into your travel time each day. I know this is a very contentious subject. There are a lot of people that don't haul the poop away, and there are people who are in the same boat as me. We are a removal service. So I'm curious about what you think. Leave a comment down below and let me know if you haul the poop away or if you just leave it in their trash cans. What are your prices, or do you have a video for that? My rule of thumb, especially since I've been in business for a couple of years, is I try to aim for at least $1 a minute. That includes the driving time. Everyone has different pricing structures, and that's the beauty of having a pet waste removal business, that you can charge however you want as long as it's fair to you and your customer. But frankly, there are a lot of you that are hella undercharging your services. I'm not going to put myself in that position. I know, at least in my state, I have some of the highest rates out of all the other pooper scoopers, and that does affect my ability to land a lot of customers. But I'd rather focus on having high ticket clients that'll pay me what I know this service is worth. They don't want to do it, and they're willing to pay for it. So why wouldn't you try to charge what you're worth? A lot of you really need to raise your prices, and I'm never going to stop telling everyone everyone to raise their prices. We need to all collectively bring this industry up together. Do you do monthly invoices? And if so, are they reoccurring? And when do you send the invoice? I just start the invoice the day that they signed up. So if a customer signed up on the 15th, their invoice will always be generated on the 15th of each month. And you also mentioned that you have some confusion when it comes to some months having 5 weeks and some months having 4 weeks. So if you're doing a monthly invoice, you need to find the average price for each month, and that would be the invoice. For example, if you're charging $20 a week, you want to multiply that 20 by the 52 weeks in a year, which equals $1,040, and then you divide that by the 12 months. So if you're charging a customer $20 a week for service, they'll be paying you $86.66 a month. I've seen your newer videos. How has upgrading to the dustpan decreased your overall time at each appointment? Got myself a really large dustpan, and this has helped me tremendously with my appointments. I'm able to walk around the yard and scoop at the exact same time. The large dustpan allows me to scoop more poop without having to grab another bag. I probably cut most of my appointments times by 50% just because I switched from using that small tray with a larger dustpan. Also, how long does an average yard take? I'm not trying to rush through my appointments. I know there are some businesses that they're proud of doing an appointment in 7 minutes, and I'm like, that's perfectly fine. But this is why I charge my higher prices. I try to be there not as long as possible, but $1 a minute, $2 a minute, right? For an average yard, for me at least, it'll take between 10 to 25 minutes depending on the size of the yard. You demand, Tony. Yeah. What sanitizer do you use? I use the Wishy Wash. It's a little bit expensive. It's one of the best supplemental services you can have for a pooper scooper business. A lot of customers, after they have a lot of poop in their yard still has some sort of smell, musk. It's been covered in shit for who knows how long. Providing some sort of sanitizing, deodorizing service is a really great value add for your business. I recommend the Wishy Wash. Link down below. I get a lot of questions on the equipment that I use, my yellow dustpan, the handles on my rake and my dustpan, the types of shoes and boots that I wear, along with the rake that I use for my appointments. I released an awesome video breaking down all of the equipment that I use for my pet waste removal business. And the great thing about that video is all of these items are under $50. So if you're on a budget, if you're trying to be cost conscious, you really want to invest in some high quality equipment, I really recommend watching that video, and I'm going to be linking it right here. With Jobber, did you select auto payment options for a reoccurring business? I love the auto payments with Jobber. Once I get a customer to leave a deposit and save their card on file, on my intake form, I explicitly say that their card must be saved on file for a reoccurring service, and they have to either agree or disagree to that. If they agree to that, I just click that button for auto payment, and every time I do an appointment, it charges their card immediately. Jobber was one of the best decisions I made for my business. It helped me automate a lot of my business processes, like sending notifications and invoices and getting customers signed up on my system. And the cool thing is Jobber released a new light plan for as little as $19 a month. So if you're only interested in setting up quotes, invoices, and taking payments, Jobber Lite is actually a really great deal for you. How long do you wait before resending invoices over Jobber? You really should get your money as soon as possible. I do post-pay, right? So when I finish an appointment, I immediately charge their card. If I get that notification saying that the auto payment failed, I take a screenshot, I send it to that customer immediately, and I say, hey, by the way, I got this message when I tried to charge your card. Most of the time, they apologize, either the card expired or they get me a new card immediately. I rarely have any invoices pending for more than a couple of days. If their next appointment comes and they still haven't paid me, I'm not going. I'm not going to go into their yard, especially if they're not communicating with me. If they didn't tell me why I haven't gotten paid, or if I can wait until X date, I'm not going. And you need to show that you're a professional business. You have to get paid for the services that you did for them, which is why I love Jobber so much. It's helped me save so much time, not having to chase customers down. I guarantee myself some of the money with their mandatory deposits. I'm able to send out professional looking invoices. I can get people scheduled on my route without having to worry about double booking them. And I just love the fact that Jobber helps me provide the type of customer experience I want with my clients. Jobber is a home service software for small business owners. owners, and it helps them run their business smoothly for themselves and their customers. So if you want to take your business to the next level and make your life easier as a business owner, you can start a free trial with Jobber via the link in the description below. And as a Jobber ambassador, when you sign up for a plan, you're going to get my exclusive discount and save even more money. So make sure you check out Jobber. Get a real job. Really? This is one of the things of being a pooper scooper. You're going to see people on social media just shit on you because of, frankly, their ignorance and because they're miserable with their lives. Have you ever gone to a restaurant or had a landscaper mow your yard? Why aren't you cooking your own food and taking care of your outside yourself? If you have a service you can provide to people and they're willing to pay for you, that is a real job. Some of my customers, they're elderly people and they have mobility issues. They physically can't go outside to pick up after their dog. Some of my customers, they have really busy lives, or they're single parents, or they're double parents and both of them work. And once they get home, they don't have enough time to spend with their kids or to cook or however hectic someone's life is. And since they have the funds to do so, they'd rather delegate a shitty job they don't want to do to me, and I'll gladly do it. So while you want to troll online with your Cheeto fingers, I can guarantee you that I still make more money than you. Shout out to Courtney from San Diego Scoop Squad. How is your ass cheek doing? I had a dog bite incident where the dog literally bit me on my ass, right? It's back to normal right now and like I'm perfectly fine, but I still feel some of those emotional scars inside every time I go into a yard. When you get bit by a dog, you really do struggle with that PTSD and anxiety. If you have any pressing questions that you want me to answer in this format, make sure you leave them down below. And if you want to hear the whole story about how I got bit by a dog, make sure you click this video. And I'll see you on the next scoop. And as always, acknowledge the now. Bye.